Good morning, everyone. Which do you think out of these words that begin with P is the most important? Is it power? Is it prestige? Is it popularity? Or pleasure? So again, which one is the most important? Power, prestige, popularity, or pleasure? Okay, which one? Think about it. Okay. It's a trick question, all right? So none of them, all right? None of those are the most important, all right? They're all fine. They can all be a problem if they're not ordered, okay? But they also can be very good if they're in the right order. But they are not important. They are not the most important. Power, prestige, popularity, pleasure, they're not the most important thing in this world. The most important thing, if you're going to put it into a word that begins with P, is purpose. Purpose is the most important. See, we have one life to live, and we have one life to give. Now, that's actually kind of true and kind of not, because, and I'm going to tell you this, and I don't know how many funerals I've done. It was really interesting, and I hope I don't get emotional here. I got a call from one of the teachers at Wheeling Central. So I was a young priest, and I was assigned as a chaplain there. And I worked with this teacher, wonderful man, and he's going to die in the next month. And he called me and he said, would you do my funeral? So I had a chance to work with this guy, in forming our young people for probably about 10 years. And what a great man. So he would not be in any way ashamed in saying that, he had struggles in his earlier life. He was an alcoholic. He, went into the program and really found a new life. And lived a great life, forming our young people, helping them to find what we're talking about today, which is purpose. But at every funeral, I say this: there is more to life than this world. It's extremely important that we have that in our life every single day. There is more to life than this world. What we do in this world is going to echo for eternity. And it comes down to purpose. I went to BEE school and also electronics school with a guy named Zach. He went on to become a Navy SEAL. He saw a lot of combat. I know a lot of other guys that were in combat. The guys that are in combat, they know. All right, there's two kinds of guys in combat. People who are absolutely, they can't think at all, and they're useless. And guys who are crystal clear. And the guys that are crystal clear know their purpose. My purpose is this mission, and to take care of the guy on my left and to take care of the guy on my right. And they have an understanding of purpose. It's one of the reasons why when the veterans come back and they leave the military, they have so many difficulties, because they don't have the purpose anymore. And they have to struggle to find it. Now, I'm going to put some of you at odds here, because I'm going to say something that might upset you. But that never stopped me before, did it? All right? Okay? If you're a parent, a grandparent, or an uncle or an aunt or whatever, and your disposition towards your children or your niece or your nephew or whatever is, I just want them to be happy, you are categorically wrong. You're wrong. And I'm not saying that it's Jesus Christ who is saying that. You're wrong. You don't want your kids just to be happy. Okay? What we want for our kids and we want for ourselves is to know our purpose. Now, fundamentally, we all know our purpose. Who here, raise your hand. I want you to raise it as high as you possibly can if you grew up with the Baltimore Catechism, all right? All right, there's a bunch of us, all right? First volume, question 5, why did God make me? God made me to know Him, love Him, serve Him in this world, and to be with Him for the next. If you do not instill that into your children, into yourself, into your own heart, you have missed what life is all about. Okay, I'm pushing you here. I'm pushing you. Do your children know that? Do they know their purpose? There's a secondary purpose, and that's our vocation and our career and other types of things, and that's very important too. Foundationally, though, do our children know? My purpose is to know you, to love you, and to serve you in this world, and to be with you forever in the next. And now I'm going to find, my secondary purpose. Am I called to be a teacher? Okay, like Greg, who I was talking about just in the beginning. And it will be an honor to bury him. Are you called to be a business owner and to make a difference for all those people that you're caring for there? Are you called to be a philanthropist? Are you called to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, a priest, religious? What are you called to? Let me tell you, okay, and this is true, okay, none of us are happy all the time. What does the world kind of define happiness? I thought about it, and I thought, it's kind of like happiness is leisure, laughter, and release. That's what we want. But we don't really want that all the time. What the human heart, and this is what we were made for. We were made for purpose. And when we are pursuing our purpose, then when we're pursuing our purpose, we have meaning. When we have meaning, then every single day, in the worst day that you can have, you still have moments of joy and peace. In the worst of days, with meaning, you have joy and you have peace. Sometimes you do have happiness. You do have laughter. You do have release. You do have leisure. That's nice when it happens. Okay? If we pursue happiness, we'll chase a shadow and we'll be empty. And you know what? We all know people who are doing it. They're chasing after a shadow. And they're empty. What do we want? Well, Jesus Christ revealed it. Okay, what do we really need? We need to know who we are. We're sons and daughters of God. To know Him, to love Him, to serve Him, and then to find our secondary purpose in this world and go after it unabashedly. That's what I want. That's what I want for every single kid in our PSR program. That's what I want for every single kid or student in St. Joe's. Oh, that's what I want for you. I want you to know that you're a son or daughter of God. You serve Him. You know Him. You love Him. And you find out what that secondary meaning is, and you live it. You live it to the full. And every single day, and you're going to have tough days, and they're going to be difficult, but every single day you'll have peace, you'll have joy. Sometimes there'll be happiness. And what is all of that? Purpose, meaning, joy, okay, peace, sometimes happiness, and overall, fulfillment in this life and the next.